Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Tom Sire from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering will be in the sport of baseball inside the MLB world. And in this bonus segment video for you guys today, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the New York Yankees season, with the season that has transpired this MLB season. So as a Yankees fan, this season has been horrible. This season has been something that you want to really wipe away from your memory box, wipe a clean slate out of your brain. It's something you really want to forget, because this New York Yankees season, as best as I can describe it without saying anything I'm not supposed to, this is the worst Yankees season I can remember being a Yankees fan. The expectations levels for the New York Yankees year in and year out is very high. Fans expect a lot from the New York Yankees. They're the most prestigious team in baseball with 27 World Series won. You expect this team to compete year in, year out, and be a true contender for a World Series title every year. And yes, over the years they have met that mark. They have accomplished that goal by being contenders, but we're not content because we have been waiting since 2009 for a new World Series championship, our 28th one, to be brought back to New York, to the New York Yankees, and we have not gotten that yet. And this season basically is the icing on the cake for it, of Yankees fans being impatient to being World Series champions again. They failed to meet those standards this year and being a true contender, because right now, this year, we are far from contenders. We are pretenders, and we're looking like a team that's trying to put something together on a daily basis that is not playing out to our favor. And currently, the New York Yankees are currently 62 and 68, 11 games out of the wild card spot, last place in the AL East. Have not won a 3-game series since July, and that was against the worst team in baseball in the Kansas City Royals. Our record since the All-Star break is terrible. We have 13 wins and 26 losses. That is something you do not expect for a team that represents the culture. The New York Yankees, they represent our team. Those players represent our team by wearing the pinstripes. They're supposed to wear them proud. Right now, they're disgracing the Yankees culture right now. This is something that is disgusting, something that a nightmare you should wake up from, but this is a reality of what we're getting this MLB season. This season has been an absolute failure. And to make it worse, the American League is so wide open, because year in, year out, the Yankees had one kryptonite that mainly stopped them from making the World Series on several different occasions, and that is the Houston Astros, who will whoop their tails in the AL championship for 3 times since 2017. And right now, they're not even in the hottest team in the American League. Right now, they're currently 74 and 58 as I record this video. They're currently 3rd place in the AL Central. So it makes it even more this season even hurts more as a Yankees fan, watching our kryptonite struggle, watching them not being at their best, and we're nowhere to be found as playoff contenders. 11 games out of a wild card spot is very hurtful. This season is a failure, and I'm here to tell you guys that the Yankees, no matter how much time is left, they're not turning this around. They're missing the playoffs. So it's time to look forward to the future for the New York Yankees. So starting off, what should the Yankees do this upcoming off season? What should they do this upcoming winter when the season officially ends? Number one thing to do, and I think this is way overdue, but I think it's time to fire manager Aaron Boone. The Yankees need to get a new manager this offseason as soon as possible. Aaron Boone is truly not the answer for this New York Yankees team. He loves to win. Yes, that's one thing. But all the talent that he's been surrounded with as a manager over the last few years, there's no reason why the Yankees have not won a World Series with their rosters that they've had. They have had consecutive stars, consecutive good pitchers. The bullpen hasn't always been the brightest, but still, that roster that you have, you got to make it happen. And we should have at least one World Series since Aaron Boone has been the manager there since 2017, 2018. Unacceptable that Aaron Boone has not helped us win a World Series thus far. And I think another reason why Aaron Boone should get out of town in New York and the Bronx is you're letting your rival, the Boston Red Sox, kick your tail this season. The Red Sox have a record against the New York Yankees of they are 8-1 against the Yankees this year. 8-1. and you play this team 9 different times during the MLB season, there's no way that they should be 8-1 against us. And the Red Sox, this is not the Red Sox team that you remember being true contenders. Right now, they're trying to figure things out with their young group of players, their young roster right now. This is not the Boston Red Sox that has won World Series, has been contenders year in and year out. This is not the same team. And they should not have a record of 8-1 against a team that was just in the American League, in the AL championship game last year. I think this is truly unacceptable. It's not a good look to have your biggest rival have your number winning matchups a total of 8 being 1-8 against your biggest rival. I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good look. And he's been the manager there, like I just said, since 2017, 2018. And the Yankees have yet to make things happen. I think when you have this roster of players that are getting up there in age, which I'm going to talk about in a second, he has to go. So I think Aaron Boone has to go this offseason, along with general manager Brian Cashman. I think Brian Cashman has to go as well. Even though he just re-signed a 4-year deal to remain the general manager of the New York Yankees, I think his time should be up as well. And I don't think his job is going to be safe just because he put pen to paper and signed a 4-year extension. I don't think his job is going to be safe at all after what has transpired to this New York Yankees team this season. The Yankees were struggling, and we all know it's documented that the American League MVP Aaron Judge, one of the best ball players in baseball today, unfortunately had an injury early in the season against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes, that's well documented. Yes, you miss your player, you're going to have a drop-off. But the drop-off that the Yankees had without Aaron Judge in the lineup, it was one of the worst in baseball. And what do you do while Aaron Judge is recovering? You made zero notable trades before the trade deadline expired. And there's nothing that you help the New York Yankees have a chance to at least be a wild card team for the second half of the MLB season. And you watch this team go right down the toilet just like Aaron Boone did. So as a general manager, I do believe that he completely failed as a general manager and should be fired this upcoming offseason. And then the last thing I think we should do, I think we should look forward to calling up future players, future prospects, and call them up from our farm system. Having veteran players like Josh Donaldson, Stanton, as great as he was, former MVP, those guys are not it anymore. They're not an ick factor. They're not a factor that can be a difference maker in your starting lineup nowadays in the world of baseball. And I think this is an example of that because these two players were responsible for having the worst offensive lineup in baseball when Aaron Judge was out due to an injury. But I think this offseason, I do like the fact that they did give Volpe some time to develop. They had him up on the roster since the beginning of the season, but it's a bad look when you have veteran players that are struggling to hit the ball, and you only have Volpe as your only prospect in that starting 9 offensive rotation. I think that's a bad look for the team as well. Prospects like Oswald Pereza, he did get called up in the month of August. He's one of our prospects. He's getting some playing time right now as the season is coming to the regular season coming to an end. Everson Pereira, I think, should get some time as well. He's getting some time right now. I think he should be on the full roster come opening day next year. Clayton Beaters should be a part of the Yankees roster to come opening day next year. All 3 of those prospects should be on the Yankees roster next year. Like we did in 2017 when it was a changing of the guard. Days after the captain, Derek Jeter, retired. And we've seen guys like Alex Rodriguez leave and several other players. The changing of the guard 2016, 2017 when we saw our brand new Yankees team that had Gary Sanchez at the time, Aaron Judge, who was coming into his rookie season. Guys like that changed the Yankees culture we went from a year that we were supposed to be rebuilding and went all the way to the American League Championship and lost to the Astros in a Game 7, which I do believe we should have won because they were cheating at that time. But that's a different story for a different day. But nonetheless, that 2017 team is something that the Yankees should pick back up on. Pull up more prospects. Get these veteran guys that are batting under 200 or staying afloat at batting around 200. Get them out of the lineup. They should be designated hitters at best. They're not doing anything good for our ball club. But there's one extra thing I should slide in, and that's the biggest thing this offseason. Do whatever you can to get Shohei Ohtani because Like I said, this roster of veteran players has got to go. We gotta get a change in the guard. Get our farm system players in there. Get the young kids some time to grow and develop as to become MLB stars, like you did with Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez at the time. Let's do that all over again. But get Shohei Ohtani, because you can pay anything you want to him. You don't gotta give up you don't have to blow up your farm system to get him. He's gonna be a free agent this winter. So go get Shohei Ohtani, New York Yankees. Go get him. Go pair him up with Aaron Judge and have the most exciting duo in baseball when it comes to talented stars of Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani playing together. But that is my thoughts on New York Yankees season. That is my thoughts on what the Yankees should do this upcoming offseason during the winter. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Tom Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.